Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is showtime. Hiya. You can see my handsome face in there behind the grill. Really, that's terrible for visibility. I'm back again. No, I'm not quite there yet. I have upgraded and swapped out some gears and stuffs. I got a knowledge of an erased mage. I think I got that from using, I used like 3 of my runes of ascendance. Trying to get something nice in the way of a relic, and I got that, and let's hopefully it is nice. Seems nice. Made some other changes too, swapped in 2 of the Invoker's Static Touch, each of which has flat spell damage. Additional shocking. Maybe some ward. Swapped in this elemental damage. More mana spent as ward. So theoretically, I ought to be a bit more buff and awesome. And that same holds true for my character. Never mind. And a good evening to whomever has joined me. Welcome to your work week. Most likely, I hope day 1 didn't suck too bad. I also put on one of the items that devours some of your health, but returns it as ward every second, as these tend to be good for us castery folks. What the? Hitting the wrong buttons. Can I say? I'm a goober. The first affix added. No, that wasn't the affix added. Affix there, necrotic resistance. Huh? I'm okay with necrotic resistance. Extra necrotic resistance doesn't make me unhappy. I mean, that's not completely true. Pretty much everything makes me unhappy. It's something that happens when you're old. So just stay young and it'll never happen to you. Pretty simple. Knowledge of an erased mage. Which one is that? We have health. Health is a good affix to get, even though I'm currently sporting a goodly amount of temporary ward. I don't even have to cast right now. Well, okay. I have to cast there. My mere presence is electrifying. We'll glom onto some gold because, hey, money talks. Sometimes you can almost hear it if you've been taking sufficient drugs. We'll turn in this quest. Back to Alric. Or as I like to call him, what's his name?
If we pull this off, maybe I can give us some good news for once, eh?
I do not have any open idols. But no one can throw me the whip. I throw him the idol. Adios, senor. Alfred Molina in that role. The guy who betrays Indy and then dies to a trap at the very beginning of Raiders of the Lost Ark. became better known to a U.S. audience, by name anyway, when, oh, we have Ching.
I cannot do that.
Okay, he has got big resists and stuff. Has he got a friend? I mean, it's nice to have a friend, even if you're big. Ooh, oh. Said Stormhide and it got my attention. Still might be an improvement. We have another point. Let's see. I think we need to go up there eventually. So we'll just start pushing right now. So these have swipe, which we don't use. Every 3 seconds, your next swipe. Don't have those. Melee lightning? No. Lightning damage, yes. Health, cold resistance, and attributes. Yeah, I think... we got any experimental ward? We don't have any of those. That's not uppable. Oh, no forging potential. I thought I looked at it and I saw forging potential. What I saw was the, like, 10 armor.
Fools.
Fools. They're just fools, man. And we got a couple of baddies over here.
Fools.
A little bit of electricity, and then a great big flaming meteor from the sky. That seems to have worked reasonably well. Try that the next time you're, dealing with, like, say, noisy neighbors. Seems like everything I'm murdering is dropping poison right now. That's just uncivil. Cryomancers, they're called that because they cry all the time. Bunch of whiners. Babies. We are heading for the throne itself, and then we're off to the Cold Lands. Eoboria, I think. Let's see. Where else were we put it? Crit chance and larger meteors, of course. Big kabooms are always more fun than smaller kabooms. I think that's just a given. Pretty sure we're going to be losing the elemental blast at some point, in the not too distant future. Where was I going? Damage ramp, but projectile speed. Oh, we already got all of that. Did we want that? I don't think so, because we don't get pull if we have that. No pierce, we want a pierce. We don't want any more mana charging going on. Damage point, that's for the electrical ground it leaves behind itself. Shock chance inside area. Shock effect. Spell damage to shocked enemies. And there is... generate static charges. I think we're probably going to want static charges sooner or later. As generally, that's a good way of scaling your Bzzzt damage. Oh, I have to destroy all of the Watchers. I went the wrong way. Feel shame. This is the way to go if you want to get the Watchers, because they all path this way. Got one of them already. second one. There was the second one. Ugh, the smell. Electrified rat hair. Awful. And this is the last one, I do believe. And yet still the rat hair. Just... ugh. Point there? Didn't I just drop one there? I may have been respecking. I may have respected some individual points. Yeah, I did. Okay. Sometimes I just don't remember. Don't laugh. Happened to you when you're old, too. More crit multi, and now we're open up. Spell damage, cast speed, those will be delightful. I don't think I'm going with Elemental Ascendance, though. I don't like the feeling that I'm being followed. Even if it's just by, you know, vermin. Take all of them. All of them. Continue on our way towards the Immortal Summit.
Fools!
He thought he could get away. Up. I've got to go through my stuff here and see if there's anything I want. So it'd be nice if you guys would stop disturbing me by attacking me when I'm working. I've asked you to not disturb me when I'm working. They just won't listen. These kids today, I tell you. Oh, wrong way. Oh. Not necessarily the wrong way, as now we're also going to be dropping meteors, although not my meteors, these are somebody else's meteors. Obviously they're not as good as my meteors, because my meteors are fine. Hooah! Feels like I should follow that up with a little bam, bam, bam. And some really old guy music reference. More affixes. Oh, we have a nemesis. And nemesis must be dealt with. Renegades will, nothing particularly exciting in here. But we'll empower it anyway, because it's just our way. now we've got to face off with the Immortal Emperor. Kind of a tool, really. I don't want to judge.
Such grandeur, all in
That's a
glory
barefaced
to
lie.
death.
I always want to
Simply
judge. I'm a
foolish.
judgy type person. Let's see. So this now has physical damage. That's not good. The health is really good. Tier 5. Very nice. No more physical damage, please. Something else. Lightning damage, for instance. Over here. More necrotic resistance. I mean, my necrotic is overcapped, so something else would have been better, but it's fine too. I'm not a whiner, he said as he whined. Okay, I'm frequently a whiner.
You should have seen this. You know, yes.
I've heard of your power. Let's see how you face this.
We're just going to keep dropping badness on Admiral Harton until he hears a who. Dr. Seuss humor. Seuss. Love it. And right now, my mana's a bit low, so we'll kill Harton. Now we'll get to work on Slug Boy. He loves putting poop all over on the floor everywhere. I think we can just... Oh, we don't want to face tank in the lightning. There's no reason to be... Or in the poison. There's no reason to be foolish about this.
You. Why are you here?
Now's our chance. Quick.
Mistakes were made. Let's just leave it at that. Yulia thought I was somebody that I wasn't yet. More spell damage and more cast speed. Straightforward, good damaginess.
This. I'm back in my own time. Maybe
I'm
it's
back in
not
my
too
own
late.
time. You've got to get back in time. Did you learn nothing from that movie? And now we just have a ways to run to get to the not yet undead Yulia. Time travel. It's a head trip. Pretty sure we're full up on stuff. We are indeed. My keen senses detected that. Didn't even have to be told that by my alter ego. Endurance threshold. That is sort of a last gasp defensive measure. Basically, below a certain threshold, you take less damage. And those are numbers you can skill up. And far more important in something like, let's say, hardcore. I am not a hardcore player. I am First of all, I'm a candy ass, but equally importantly, given the amount of troubles that I have with disconnects in this game, I would be quite foolish.
Cannot do that. I cannot do
To play hardcore. And I am quite foolish, but not in that way. In many other ways. How about fire-breathing me? And fire-dying them? Another level for me, that's 44. And into the burning forest. And after that, I think we get to Heorot. I'm curious. We'll go ahead and add. That's a chunk. We were at like 3,800. Now we're at 4,200. So that is a not insignificant amount of extra boinging. When I bzzzt things. Oh. He had to die. He's always standing in that place, just waiting for me to come by and, well, you saw it. He's a big one. Big dead one. Had a very nice day here today, I'm glad to say. 70, 72, something like that, which would be, if you are one of the Celsians out there, that would be 21 to 22.
Fools.
Fools, fools. Well, I'm clearly correct about that. They're fools. They think to challenge me. I am no simple jester. I think that was the line that was Karazhan back in the original days.
I cannot do that.
Another champion. Decided I don't like him. Oh, I like that. The sealed affix on that I quite liked. Elemental critical damage miss thing. Just liked all of it. It all looked just incredibly delicious. Probably even nutritious. Part of a nutritious breakfast. Okay. It's not like breakfast time. In fact, I already had my din-din. Heorot in the Burning Forest, the Scorched Grove. Things are not going great for him. So I'm helping him out here by murdering some people for him. What can I say? I'm just helpful. I'm a helper. When it comes to murdering people, I like to help. And here we have gods involved in a pissing contest, although neither of them is actually pissing. Although we don't know that the ice that he brings up could be frozen urine. And there's your earth-shattering kaboom. He's not feeling so great. He lost a couple $1,000, so he's not feeling $2 grand. Little Benny Hill joke.
Go north. Retrieve the...
Put your weapons here and did find.
Hi, Yulia.
Here.
You look better than when you were undead. I mean, not that you didn't look you know, good for being a
We don't have
desiccated
much
corpse.
time. Lance, there have been. Perhaps it is not then. You will speak. They will reveal the path to Herod's temple.
Now we've got to go through all of our stuff. We are at level 44. At level 46, we're going to have a choice to make between Tribo Electra and the Fragment of the Enigma, or Valatria's Downfall. Probably going with that. Meteors converted to lightning. 326% increased lightning damage. More mana. Shock duration per intelligence. And with the set bonus, because I was wearing... Yeah, still wearing the hat. 1 flat spell damage per 2 int. My int is currently at 53. My numbers are going to be much better in 2 levels.
Yes.
Now, are they end game worthy in 2 levels? We'll see. But all of this stuff, I've just got to sell. Not all of it. That's got an affix worth keeping on the... It's sealed, right? Yep. One of the champion ones? Yeah, one of the champion ones. I hear pretty birdies outside. Increased spell damage. Might like to take a look at that. Award gained per rune. I definitely want to break that one up. Okay, so what we're going to do is go ahead and open this up and just go ahead and blast that one right now. We got none of the ward stuff. That's unfortunate. Yes. That was not exactly what we had hoped for. But we don't always get what we want in life. Have you noticed that? I'm pretty sure I was guaranteed that when I signed my contract. Elemental critical strength. That's the one that was looking kind of interesting to me. Take a look at. I mean, I can honestly hear birdies outside, chirping away. Nope. Nope. Physical damage. Melee physical damage. Melee void damage. Come on, guys. Seriously. Increased lightning and critical strike chance. Now we're talking about, you know, things that are a little more up my alley. Oh, my. Int and Vit. This one's got Vit and Meteor. Mana and mana spent is ward. Not great. Melee lightning. No. I am curious to see. Currently we're at 4243, and if we were to put this on, 4243, like 38? No, okay, but not as much. Worth checking out. We'll go ahead and bust that one up too. We got all of the shards out of that. That almost never happens. And that's the swipe. Another set of the Stormhide paws. A room. There's no room at the inn for those. It's not really an inn. It's a tab full of uniques. Well, we tried it before on 4243. How about this one? Might be more. No, significantly less. The critical strike chance probably isn't registering. It's very high. Oh, and it's relatively low base. It's a lowish base. But we will bust it up to 5, 9, 12, and we got 2 out. Insert your here. Let's see. I want to hold on to this one because we're going to see how much Meteor actually ends up doing once we start dropping empowered bombs on things. Potion converted, fizz, resist, and dodge. We got to remove the potion health converted to ward on that one. This one, spell damage, reduce health cost. Critical spell strike, elemental damage, and fizz resist. That's got health and lightning resist. We don't need the lightning resist. Alright, so for this one we need to yoink the potion health into something else, so we're going to attempt to chaos it off. See what we get. Minion damage is of no help. And we can't do anything else with it till higher level. The odds of us getting anything out of it are extraordinarily low. If we'd gotten a good one right off the bat, maybe it would have been worth poking at, but now it's no longer worth poking at. Now this one, how many? No, they're not the runes. Sorry, it's the other thing. The glyphs. Yeah, we only have 14 glyphs of despair, so I don't want to try and lock something up. Oh, we can't in this case. Carnage is champion. Spell crit and elemental damage. Oh. Let's play. Fizz resist. What else would we like? Cold. Our cold resist is kind of crap. Other elements are fine. Cold, not so much. Low. There it is. It was the first one on the list. Obviously, I didn't see it the first thing. Come on. Oh, that ate 13 of our forging potential. This does not make Lens a happy man. That requires level 49. That requires level 49. So right now, that. 4243, and if we were to swap, a 500 DPS loss. That does not sound like a bargain to me. Yeah, even with the spell lightning damage, it's probably the cast speed on the amulet that's doing that. We'll seal this away and play with it some more later. We have everything taken care of. Well, let's see where we are. Necrotic and endurance. Endurance threshold got hit at least once more, right? Yeah, that's 3 and 2. Over here, health, endurance, and physical damage. We've got 6 points left. The health is at tier 7, which is really good. If we could drop all 6 of those Weaver's Will into, I don't know, casting speed, spell damage, those would be awesome. Thank you. While I'm making requests, here's the old man who says he wants medicine for, like, his niece, but it's actually for his boner meds. Seriously, I'm not making that up.
Farewell.
He met this widow, older than himself. And when she gives him that look, well, he just can't. Stop, please stop. Stop with the physical damage. I don't know if there is much in the way of a physical mage in the game.
Fools. Fools.
I mean, there might be some builds that swap to Fizz. The Rune Master is all about all 3 elements, generally. Maybe the Mage Blade. I have big spinning black smoky discs of death around me now.
Fools. Fools.
They're fools. And now we're headed towards, historically, the mobs most likely to be the ones that kill me for the first time. That is the Wangari Matriarch and Patriarch. I cannot count the number of times that they're the first thing that killed me. I have a character reaching the 40s, gets in here, gets into the Wingari matriarch and patriarch, and ends up getting murdered. It gets me moited. The patriarch is melee, I think, and the matriarch is ranged, and they both hit. Like bazookas, you really want to get one of them down first. That way you can pay attention to all the tells and whatnot and kite in a more intelligent fashion. What I expect, we won't have any trouble today. It's level 45, one to go. Finishing up this series of maps. And as is always the case for me, thereupon, except for my first character in any given season, we head off to the end of time. I don't think we're going to get there in time with the shrine still in place.
I cannot do that.
It's not quite there. Maybe if I run.
I cannot do that.
Maybe. We've got about a third of it left. I am not making much of an impression on them, am I? Did I get her? I did. I got her. That should make things a little bit easier.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
Would you just thank you? Was never in any doubt at all. I'm sure you were every bit as confident as I. Did want to check and see. So right now we are at 4251. And adding one more spell damage, 4251, makes it 4402. 150 DPS by adding a single damage. Flat damage, that's not too bad. I cannot do that. Arr. They're an energetic people. The Wingari. Another champion. Ooh, he did not last long. I may have hit him with a crit on the big Kabo. Minions. Minions. Pfft. I care nothing for minions. Use free the captured nomads. Thought I had. Apparently I have not yet done so. More experience. Already hit that one. Cleared this out. No, I didn't. I didn't let the guy out. I was in a hurry to try and get to the matriarch and patriarch while the buff was still up and didn't let the guy out of the cage. I'm sure I told him I'd be right back, so there you are, dude. Back to town. We're so close. I can almost taste it.
Yes.
2 more idle slots, leaving us with only 5 to go. But we get 2 for the boner meds for the old man, and 3 for getting the lance. Wow. Another spamming bot. Imagine my shock and surprise. Spoiler, it's none. And he's deleted. Sadly, only from my chat, not from existence. We can hope. Let me sell my crap, and then we'll continue on our merry way.
Yes.
Not to confuse with the Pippin way. The Pippin way is just really weird stuff. Oh, good. The physical damage is up to tier 5 now. We could drop 2 more in there if we were really not lucky. You know, the endurance is not good for the class, but it's okay. The health is terrific for every class, but the physical damage on a mage item is just not happy making. We have 6 left here. Increased poison damage does nothing for me. Additional potion slot. 20 health gained. I mean, that's okay, but not really what I would describe as good. Those 2 are just, they're being very disappointing today, and
Yes.
I'm not here for that. I'm here for things getting better, not things getting okayer. Area for area spells. Int. Lightning resist. Don't think so. Nope. Minions. Minions with traversal. Fine, that one should get put away for another character later. Melee cold damage, spell cold damage. Spell cold damage. Come on, guys. Whatever happened to lightning? That one needs to be busted up. Look at that one. Minions. No. This one I was going to bust up. One eye. Salvaged. Let's see what else we got. Mana and int with void resist. Currently we have that. +1 to mage skills is just so good. This isn't going to match that anytime soon. And that is getting put away for some future character thing. Distant future. Alright. Now we need to get the meds for the old man's niece. Another weaver. Upgrade. Not there. The endurance threshold. Like I said, it's not bad. It's just not happy making. It doesn't make my heart sing. Actually, I'd be a little concerned if my heart could sing. That would be some weird valves. More endurance. We've got 4 left there. If I had my druthers, 2 each in necrotic and endurance, I guess. I'm pretty sure I get my druthers. Well, I do.
I cannot do that.
I cannot do that.
Fools!
Not my fault, they are fools. Just, you know, I think it's important everyone realize that they're fools. That thing is a ice giant. You can tell because it's a rhyme giant. He's a rapper. He's an ice rapper, so he's a rhyme giant. Play on words.
Fools! Fools!
Not a funny one, but an actual play on words. I'm a bit muttery this evening. My apologies. Frequently pretty muttery. Get right down to it. The frozen tundra. Quest completed. Stop chasing me. Like a dog chasing a car. Wouldn't know what to do if you caught one. We have a nemesis. Over here. We are level 46 now. Dun, dun, dun. We'll clear this up. We'll blow our horn. Literally. We're going to challenge him again. Oh, I thought I was challenging. Did I? No. Well, maybe. Didn't have legendary potential originally, so I guess, yeah, maybe it was in the we had already done the 2 previous challenges. I'm not positive, to be truthful. Pardon me as I blow my horn. I like to think of myself as a much classier little Bo Peep. Kinda need a waypoint. Well, I prefer a waypoint. There's the waypoint. Back to Haleoboria. Ow! I really hate those things. We'll return to the medicine man in Haleoboria with the medicine for his niece.
Yes?
Please don't.
Farewell.
Another point here. Okay, so we're going to check both sets of weapons since I think they're all level 46 required and we're 46 now. That. First up, as we stand right now, our lightning blast is 4564. Four, 5, 6, 4. 5750. That's a better than a 25% increase in damage. Pretty good. What does this have? We got the increased spell damage at the top. Flat spell damage, reduced cost. +2 to all lightning spells, which means all my skills now have a lot more points for me to add to them. And this has another 1 to lightning skills. This is all pretty good. When you evade, you cast Static Orb for 90% of its cost, so evading costs a Static Orb. Increased shock duration, we get more tendrils from our Static Orb. And increased cooldown recovery speed for evade. Those are all really good. Here, we get a 10% chance to apply a Spark Charge. Spark Charges are going to be good. +2 lightning damage for Spark Charge. Per int. Which is a lot. 151% increased Spark Charge explosion area. More damage for Spark Charges. When you cast Teleport, you apply a Spark Charge. Okay, so these are both really good. 5750. 8359. We don't get the extra points. Except maybe one for Meteor? No, we don't even get one for Meteor. But the flat damage is just so much higher. It's so good. How could I say no? Well, I mean, I could say no. I could just go, nah. Not going to, but I technically could. Time for us to put some of these items away where I have a little bit more space to work with. Thought I moved more than that. Ah, there. Okay. We want those to be up there. These to be down here. This goes back into general population. Has 1 LP though. Minimum value on the Vengeance. That makes me sad.
Yes.
Cold damage. No, we don't play cold damage around here. Fire damage? I believe I made my position clear on that. Int, movement speed, health. Dodge while using evade. It's not bad, but I think health is not as good as those 2 resists, especially because cold is pretty low, right? Yeah, cold is low. Fire's not good either. Lightning's my only good elemental resist. Gotta pay more attention to my resists, clearly.
Yes.
Sell that, and... Alright.
I see.
We will now head back with our newly discovered almost doubled damage numbers. And start blasting things up. We still do have a couple more points to spend for the skills. find a place where I could have a little moment to... Oh, you little shits. Looking for a moment to myself here. Increase range on the chains. Ball speed rapidator. You cover a portion of mana over the next 3 seconds. You only cover mana from one cast at once. You can get up to half of your return back every 3 seconds. Or have it fall faster. I think more of the mana is probably a good idea. Especially now because it's now lightning. Hitting for 51,000. Whereas if I remove this, 9,000. Hitting for that much damage makes me want to giggle like a little schoolgirl. And yes, it would be as creepy as that sounds. We got a champion? Yep. We had a champion. He did not last long. Thought he was a champion, maybe not. It's not a champion item. They're supposed to drop champion items, ergo, not a champion. Stop with the machine gunning. Nobody likes it when you guys behave like that, okay? No, you don't want to hear that kind of thing. Nobody wants to hear that they're not popular. But they're not popular. All right, bosses. How do you like... That was fast. That was delightfully fast. I don't know if we end up using these set items forever. I expect not, because we can pair off at least the set bonus and some of the other bonuses too on those. So that's one of the additions they made. They changed sets now, so they don't actually always require the set to be in play for you to get the bonuses. I mean, sets are a cool idea. I mean, they're an old idea, obviously, going way back in ARPGs. But they do take up specific slots. They fill them up, and there's basically no getting around it. Now there is. You can get affixes that you can apply. To appropriate items, so I think it would be a staff and a helm. Nemesis. Mana guide. Amulet while channeling. While channeling focus. Let's go ahead and one-pop him. We one-shot him with our great big, enormous electrical ball from the sky. I mean, like most guys, I think and talk about my balls a lot, but normally they don't have that kind of profound and final impact on people. So far, I am quite impressed with the, is it Valatria's set, the Storm Crown and the Storm Stick. Sorry, Downfall. I think I like Storm Stick
You're
better.
alive. But and you what?
Alright, we're back with Grael, who we met way back in the very
Who cares about that?
second map
I'm a steel driver.
game.
The lance is just up
When we were first beginning, and yet here we are again. Whoops, just a random drop. Lessons of the Metropolis. Or as I have to be careful when I mispronounce things, as I will start as a joke, and then I will continue doing it when it's no longer a joke, and it starts to annoy me, and so referring to it as the something of the Metropolis. The lessons of the Metropolis instead of the lessons of the Metropolis, and I'll start mispronouncing it. Another level. Whoop! That was not ideal. At all. Hold on. Give me a break. Give me a moment. Let me get my stuff together. There we go. Try not to click on the wrong things anymore. Will we one-shot another nemesis? I certainly hope so. Nope, not quite. Peeled off about 60-70% of his health, though. Probably didn't crit. Also, he's tougher the second time, and then tougher still the third. Probably good they only let us buff him up twice, because too many of us would stupidly insist on buffing him up until he inevitably killed us and we got nothing. Liked it. Because, hey, we like to think we're badass gamers, and sometimes put up a good front. But sometimes we do stupid crap because we think we're good, and we die. And then we complain, and somehow it's their fault. I mean, I myself would never behave in such a fashion. That's another champion. How about kaboom? Alright. Storm Champion's pick hammer. Yeah. Pick nose, more like. Ha ha ha. Missed me. And now you'll pay. All will pay. The Tomb of Morditas.
All that's left is locating the lance.
Big bossy time. Well, you know what he needs. He needs to spend most of his time to... Whoops! No, 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 no! Just standing still while I kill him. Till I misclick.
Finally.
The Lance of Hailrot.
We have the lance. Would you? I'll tell me more of it.
The lance was found, and a bond was formed.
Grail and me, man,
Do you
we're
think
tight.
we'll see
We're like
heroes?
bros.
Before,
Their fates intertwined
let's go together.
with mine. But for now, they focused on their gods.
Minions take 50% less damage from all sources.
I know things are of course. Yeah, if to be all that is left is to
That-
take the lance and bless it.
Should be... Black Hole Sun. Let's see, what would we want? Mana and damage dealt to mana before health. That's sort of a mind over matter deal. Increased area for area skills and elemental damage. Lightning damage to shocked enemies plus 1% per point. Spark charge chance with static orb 100%. So we want to go 4 points in there. What are the top tier ones? Let's see. Archmage. Spell damage, 1 per point. Chance to refund 20% of the mana cost, 7% per point. Values doubled with 300 mana, tripled with 1,000. Mana well. Mana spent gained as ward, 3 points in that. Increased cooldown recovery speed. Well, we definitely want a number of those. I am a bit curious as to what else is available on the lower tiers. Spell damage, and if you put 7 points in, you get more spell damage multiplicative. Sphere of Protection. Pardon me. Not bad. Spellblade, less likely. Ward gained and int per point. You have additional ward decay threshold. Melee attacks. Ew. We don't do that around here, my friend. We're not savages. Where we are going from here. You won't need eyes. That's an old guy movie reference. Spell damage, damage over time. Boots. Int, cold resist, and percent health. Yeah, with that forging potential, I don't think you have much chance of actually making it work. Sad to say. That one's all about the runic stuffs. So this will get put away, and then we are off to the end of time, my friends. Because time is on my side. Not really, I just felt like saying that. I haven't been using this at all. I haven't been using Elemental Nova the tiniest bit. I'm going to respec entirely out of it. We'll figure out what we're going to put in the spot where we currently have it later, because I'm winging this whole thing. I don't have a build guide. This is all me winging it. Make sure we got the right one. Elemental Nova, yeah. Specialized. We will go ahead and put something we're already using. Actually, Flame Ward, not bad. But right now we are still using Teleport. Where's my teleport? Did I lose a point somewhere? No. Okay. Closed circuit. Lightning Blast can now chain to you and your allies, granting increased damage and critical strike chance. For 4 seconds, this buff cannot stack. Increased cast speed. Chance to blind. Chance to create a spark nova. Hit damage against shocked enemies. Do we have shock charge generation here anywhere? Thought we did. Lightning hits have a chance to apply spark charge. You have to go there for one. We can always remove the chain to allies we don't like the ability. Let's see, we have the static ground. Where else were we bopping around over here? Spell damage to shocked enemies. Shock chance damage per 10% crit multiplier. Generate static charges on hit. I think that. And over here, we're just dropping bombs on things. More mana will allow me to drop enormous bombs on things more frequently. Let's see. Increase cooldown recovery speed. Haste duration. Teleport knocks back enemies. Knockback distance. Cooldown is always going to be good in your traversal skill. End of line. Knockback doesn't really strike me. Armor. You have higher cold resistant armor if you've cast teleport. You have higher lightning, fire resistance, stun avoidance if you cast teleport. Over here we've got teleport creates a mirror image, uncontrolled duplication, decoys, mirror images, pardon the yawn, teleport grants ward on cast. That appeals to me. Out of body converts a percentage of your current health into twice as much ward. Stable bubble. Increase ward retention. When you use teleport, you're granted ward equal to your intelligence stat. That's not bad. Get 4 and 5 there. Elemental damage if you've cast teleport recently. Alright. We'll figure what goes in the R slot when we get there. In fact, I'm going to make that decision temporary. We're going to have black holes available. Why? Because they suck. I forgot something. As is frequently the case around here, I forgot something. I have a whole bunch of more slots. So, things like void and cold resists are the kind of thing we can. 9%, 15%. We like that. 16 cold and 2% health. That is not bad. Not bad at all. We have another one. We have almost no cold resist in here at all. Okay. The other was void. Void res. Again, ideally, I would like these things because they seem to be better if you've got stuff that you can take advantage of, leverage off of them. Void and poison penetration, void and fizz, void and bleed, void and necrotic. No harm in that one, I suppose. More cold. Let's see if we've got anything in the mage vein over here. Increase cast speed while you have lightning aegis. I don't think I actually have the lightning aegis that often. Ward decay, chance to shock with lightning skills. That I do like better. What do we have here? Chance to shock with lightning skills. Higher. This is got ward. It's spell fire damage. Okay, that's why the other one. God damn it! Sometimes it clicks behind your front windows in the game. It's the best way I can describe it. Not sure why I have that in here. Doesn't belong there. Over here. So we've got one single one left. Cold would probably be the play. So cold or elemental resist. How about Ellie? Elemental res. 1%. Boring. 3%, and a little bit of armor. That's probably going to be our winner. Yep. A little bit of armor doesn't hurt. We got our cold up to 54. Our fire kind of stinks. Yeah, our fire is our lowest. Just because we have a distaste for things flaming. For fiery things, they're so tedious, boring. We are off to the end of time. We will start getting XP pretty quickly. Because everything here is going to be way over our level. We're level 47. We could get ourselves killed. And these are all level 58. They're 11 levels higher than us. They are 10 levels higher than us. And the teleport. Granted ward equal to your intelligence. Throw an extra, 50 or whatever on. What else we got down here? Increase ward retention if you cast. Not all that interested in the sort of temporary buffs you can get shortly after casting. They just don't strike me as all that awesome. A little bit of ward is obviously not bad. Oh, I got a bunch. I got 3. Wow. So many points. After casting teleport, your next direct spell cast refunds its mana cost, but teleport has a longer cooldown. We don't want longer cooldown. Stat buffs granted by having teleport cast recently last longer. This is the resists. And armor. Will these stick now? Let's find out. Let's see. You have... No, I'm not interested in Zarek coming along. Double reward chance. Sure. Echoes have a chance to spawn a new reward type, which grants woven echoes. Here. Pile of glyphs. Timeline stability for killing echoes. Bosses and enemies have a chance to be possessed by souls of the erased. Not sure if I want that or not. But fine, sure. Woven riches. Champions appear in echoes. Champions are a little bit dicey for me right now. Got 5 points. Killing Shades of Orbis no longer grants time. Let's see. Completing a Tomb of the Erased, killing a Shade of Orbis. No. Timeline stability. That'll speed up the leveling through it, I suppose. What do we got? 3 points unspent. Right over here. Pile of glyphs. Pile of runes. Bosses and champions drop an additional pile of gold. And an additional chance to drop a unique. Sure, that sounds fine to me. We will confirm these. Now, hopefully this will no longer keep popping up. All right. Well, we have our choice. We can go for some money or some money. Given the choice between money and money, I always choose money. The waste pools. I am 11 levels under the mobs we'll be fighting. But I have no fear.
I cannot do that.
to lure out an ambush. So at some point, a bunch of big mobs are going to attack us. And hopefully they will not be able to kill us. It's nice to have hopes and dreams. Oh, one of them's coming back. He thought I wouldn't notice. He thought he could pull one over on me. Put one over on me. Pull the wool over my eyes. It's one of those things. How about electricity? Well, I am on the fragile side, so... Ooh, Nemesis. I believe we have our third go at that Nemesis. That's a level. Here we go. Throwing damage has been added onto the mana guide. Probably the least useful thing in history for that particular build. How about you just die? Well, you know, for a build that I threw together myself, so far, I'm feeling pretty confident about it. We'll see the first time I head into a tomb. That will likely change my mind. Echo conquered. Open the portal. Back to home base. Quick 15,000 gold. Got another level. Doing more lightning damage to things' faces. I mean, it's not like I'm intentionally doing it to their faces. I'm doing it to that entire area, and it's just hitting them in the faces. Teleport costs less mana. Where were we over here? I just dropped the chains. Cast speed, I think, was next up.
Yes.
That is a rogue helmet. Haste after you evade. No. I have already filled up so many tabs. I'm going to try to be a little bit more parsimonious in my throwing around of large amounts of gold. Break that up. Ward decay, +1 ward per active maelstrom. That will not be of any use to me. That's the offhand. That's the offhand. Minion health. That is a boatload of minion health and minion damage. It's got tier 4 minion damage that's been sealed. Ellie resist. Minion health. The other two aren't great, but I'm going to hold on to that. We're going to bust that one up. And this one, necrotic resistance, a lot of it. Chance to gain lightning when hit. 9 vit. That was if that was int instead of vit. Chance to gain lightning. Aegis. We can try and roll the Aegis off and see if we can hit something. No. The rest of it isn't really a fit That's what I'm keeping. Yeah, that's what I'm keeping.
Take care.
Along with the mana guide. While channeling focus, never been a fan of anything that you have to stand still to channel. It just always seems like a dicey proposition. Yeah? You know what I mean about filling up? I need to go through these and like sort through and do a little triage. This should stay. This can go. This is something no class would ever use in 1 billion years type of deal.
Yes.
Let's buy a quick batch of those. So we're going to bust these up. 2, 6, 8, and we got 2 out. That is not a happy making thing. 1, 5, 6, 9. We got 7 out. That's very good. Ooh, the fireball pierce chance. Very nice. That's kind of what I wanted off that one. The portal champion sealed is pretty nice, but the other stuff. A tier 5 health. It's possible I could make a rogue, and I'd wish I had that. That's not impossible. And we got 3, 6, 10 out of that. Also pretty good. Over here somewhere. We had space left. Yeah. All right. That is rare relics. That's my current relic. I like the health and the +1 to mage spells. And that's about it. So maybe we could get a relic that would be good enough after we get some more money. More money, more money. Money, more problems. Isn't that the saying? Pretty sure that's the saying. That was a lot of things running at me in a big hurry. It scared me. They scaredied me. Oh, back from the dead, are you? Didn't even have the common courtesy to drop a second batch of slay both patrolling profane fleshes. And yes, that's evidently a thing.
I cannot do that.
Things are coming in extraordinarily large batches, I have to say. Uncomfortably large batches. Given the fact that I am such a fragile and delicate soul. Nope, not that way. And kaboom. Echo conquered. I think he came back from the dead. Evidently. That don't count. Once he's dead, he's considered dead. More cash. Last was 15,000. This one, 5,000. Disappointment. My disappointment is complete. Less mana. We need 2 more points if we want to go there. Yep. Next we'll be able to go there. Oh, we hit 50. Duh. I did say we were going to get to 50 pretty quick. Our levels are going to come quick. I think we probably need Flame Ward. It's kind of almost indispensable. Flame Ward's retaliation. Not worried about the retaliation. I want the defense of it. Yeah, it grants a burst of 400 ward. Flame Ward costs less mana. Flame Ward and Fire Aura last longer. Flame Ward grants additional ward. Got 9 points. Knocked back. Missing health granted as ward. Grants additional ward but has a shorter duration. Grants ward over time while active. Not bad. Additional fire damage, not interested in the fire. If it's converted to cold or lightning, where do we do that? There? Lightning ward. Flame ward's converted to lightning. Unless it's been converted to cold. This converts base damage to retaliation, other retaliation, every fire. Also globally converts fire aura to lightning unless it's been converted to cold. No. Want lightning. So we got to put 1 point in there. Get 1 there. Real soon now because we're going to level up again. Ooh, our first tomb. Oh wait, so actually that's not a tomb. That's a cemetery. Oh, and my first arena. Nobody likes arenas. There's a way, I think, to disable them now so they no longer show up when you're doing... monoliths. Aha, I psyched them. I drew them all in and they all just went bzzzt. Fools. They just don't listen to me. I think my record of murdering monsters would be enough to impress a few of them, but evidently they just don't seem to care. Another level. That's 10 out of 14 waves. Be like a boss mob or something coming. There he is. Echo conquered. I want to grab those. Those are a currency for the new seasonal mechanics. Some runes. Another delicious level. They do seem to be coming pretty quick. Alright, now spark charge chance with static orb. Excellent. The intelligence and ward decay, I think, is our next 8 points. Alright, our lightning ward is now bona fide lightning. Flame ward is now lightning ward. Sorry. Got a whole bunch of points in that. See, leveling up isn't, your skills isn't too bad after you hit a certain point. We also had the teleport one. Where were we going? There, weren't we?
Yes.
%chance to cast fire aura automatically when you're hit. That's not bad, but the hit. Kind of killing my vibe on that one. Critical strike chance. Alright.
Yes. Take care.
I will keep that one by coming in here and grabbing one that will ever get used. Chance to chill on hit. Nobody's going to want that on their big two-handed honker.
Yes. Take care.
All right, this. Well, the first thing that killed my level 51 warlock was a boss of a cemetery. That was my first death of the league because my Void Knight actually hit 82 before he died the other night. Last night I was playing it. He died. There we go. That thing didn't insta-die. The mobs in here are definitely harder, tougher, hit harder, nastier than the mobs in
I cannot do that.
I made a small mistake. Let's just say a small miscalculation. It'll help if I have not Elemental Nova, my Lightning Shield, the artist formerly known as Flame Shield, actually on my hotbar. A minor issue. Trifling issue, really. Everything just seems to be so angry at me. Don't even know me. I'm really not so bad. Okay, actually, yeah. It's understandable. Why are you still alive? I have questions. These things are all supposed to die. Didn't you get the memo? I sent out the details. Hey, those guys much better behaved. Bow damage and increased bow damage. Oh, God. Those guys are throwing enormous death frisbees. Alright, enough of you. Oh, he's possessed. He's possessed of an awful lot of hit points, that was for sure. Oh, he's angry. Everyone down here just seems like they have anger management issues. I mean, I don't know them. I don't want to point it out, but it's just a little bit hard to not notice that they all seem to want me more or less dead. Definitely nice to see that they have given us content that is tougher than the regular stuff. I had no real problem, like I said, until the low 80s on my Void Knight, but that is the currently hands down winner of most busted ass class in the game is Sentinel. Right now, Sentinel's clearly the strongest class by a wide margin. Level 52. Boss coming up. That didn't actually seem to hit him very hard. This disappoints me. He wasn't all the way. Yeah, he wasn't all the way moved in yet. In play, so. Turani's Bident. Lightning throwing damage with javelin. Yeah, they can't all be awesome, you know? Quite sure why, but I've been assured that that is the case. All right, so where one of these is for mages. Primalist, Weaver Tree for a great mage. We want one of these, and we'll put it there. So that's southeast of where we currently are. Okay. That is going to be waiting for us. Do we have any more mage idols? We do. That one isn't terrible. We'll go ahead and throw that on. Right, 2. This was cemetery. Cemeteries give you 2. 2 uses. Taking class-specific idols and rolling on additional affixes. Fire Pen with Ignite does nothing. Frostbite on that one. Nobody cares. Increase critical strike chance with lightning skills. Increase Frostbite. Frostbite on both. Welcome to Frostbite Falls, everyone. That's a really old guy. Reference, there's a university there. Wasamata U. And yes, you would have to be a really old guy to get that reference. Got all that taken care of? We do. We open the portal. We go back. More smarts.
Yes.
I don't see that one ever getting used. I see that one getting used right fucking now, actually. Because I think that's going to replace this. As you'll note, it has a sealed Tier 6 int roll already. And a little vitality never hurt anyone. Well, not strictly speaking true. A lot of people could be hurt by vitality, realistically. All right, no, that we're keeping. That one we might be keeping. Is pen and bow damage, Vit bow damage. What's up with that bow damage all of a sudden? That's a lot of freaking cold resistance. Fizz resistance. Oh, what's with the dinky void resistance? That's not fair. Ward per second. Screaming kids in the courtyard. I think I want to keep that one. Vit and poison damage. Limited audience for that. Lightning Blast. Want we definitely want that affix off. Not sure under what circumstances. I'd have to deconstruct the Velatrias to see what the shards are. Have we nabbed any of those? Any of the Velatria shards? Doesn't look like it. No. Any affix? No. No, we have not. Alright, then we're going to keep this one. So, we have... That goes back. These go in. This gets saved. That probably ends up getting saved. We'll yoink something that's bad. Eventually. But for now, we're going to forge with this. Because 57 health, elemental resists, int, and vit is all really good stuff. We can't forge it any further until we're level 56, but that is a lot of health. It's the same vit, a bunch more int, a little bit less void resist and armor, mana regen, elemental resist, and health. Yeah. That's an easy upgrade. 5, 6, 8, 9. We got 2 out. Things I can start taking a look at. The belt slot. Certainly we can look at. The endurance on that is very nice. The necrotic is very nice. The rest of it, iffy. The mage skills is the only thing we really want. We would like a couple more of these to try our luck on. Alright, this is the one we just created. The echo that when we finish off the end, they'll drop mage loot. Slay enemies to bring out the ambush. Imperial assassins. Okay, that's the lightning ages. Slayer's Claymore. Let's grab that shrine. Not a fan of the various things that fly through the air to get to you, because I think they can have basically iframes while they're doing it, which is not appreciated at all. Whoops. I think that's the ambush. That was the ambush. They dropped a bunch of mage stuff. That's the theory. Theory is a marvelous thing. It's too bad it doesn't resemble reality a bit more often. 12,000 gold, give or take. Another point with our enormous lightning balls. Meteor always crits if you have more than 400 mana before you cast it. Not quite there yet. Meteor critical strikes deal more damage. Surely. Did I get another point? I did get another Weaver point on it. Twinned Tyrants. No. Have a chance to drop Weaver's Will item. We definitely want points there. So this is place an armor or jewelry slot to imprint. Have a chance to drop a pile of similar items. Why not that? This is place a woven echo to imprint it to have a chance to spawn in your echo web. How about we go right back with the same? Give me mage stuff.
Yes.
I want more mage stuff. Bleeper. We got a Diothen's Bloody Nib. Ooh, I've had a Bloody Nib myself a couple of times, man. Rubbed it raw, you know. You are inflicted with bleed when you hit an enemy with Shatter Strike. 2% cold pen with Shatter Strike per stack of bleed on you. +1 to Shatter Strike, Dex, Mana Regen, Critical Strike Multi. It's for Mage, so Shatter Strike must be, because I'm using my head here, a Battle Mage. Spell Mage, Spell Blade. Spell Blade skill. That one got put away. Vit and freeze rate per stack of chill. Chance to cast Fire Aura on kill fire skills. But I don't use fire skills. Still, keeping. There we go again. This one has 19 int. This one, sadly, only has 18, but it also increases Fireball. So we'll keep that around. And we're going to keep that around. Boring. Acolyte. Boring. Mage. Potion health converted to word as the primary. Boring. Flame Rush. Boring. Ooh, Meteor. We need to bust that one up. Try to bust that one up for the volatile zombies. Two, 4, 6, 7. We got both of the volatile zombie shards. Very nice. We would like the meteor shards out of this, I think. It is tier 5. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to Runa removal it. 18 potential. Let's see if we actually manage to, for a change, remove the one we want. Doesn't have to be in the first, as long as we get all 5. No. And that took all of the forging potential. Not only did we miss, we don't get a second shot. So we now have to... We have to shatter and see how many we get. Well, we get 1. We got 4 out of the 5. Okay, that is an acceptable number. The method we got there, however, painful. Painful to live in fear, isn't it? Rutger Hauer. Blade Runner. All right, we just went there. This drops Woven Echoes. We're going in after the Woven Echoes. Because I'm just crazy like that. Is this an arena again? It is. 12 waves. I got through my ward. I am going to have to look into my mana, I think, as constantly spamming Static Bolt is taking big bites out of my mana. Level 53. How about y'all just... Oh, that looked like that was terrible. He is Radamasa the Cursed. I'm trying to bust him up with as many of those as I can. Nice Glyph of Despair. Marama's Hilt. Used in cursing classes. I don't need cursing class. I'm fluent in cursing without any classes at all. Self-taught. The Pillar of Skulls. Didn't catch what the other one was. Definitely did not have as cool sounding a name, though. Increased area for elemental area skills. 14% less damage over time taken while channeling. Just can't bring myself to do channeling skills, man. You know? Let's see, where were we over here? Static charges. Cast speed. There it is, too. My brain's slowly ceasing its function. Don't worry, I'll hardly miss it. We have one more cemetery, I think. Bombs are still 58. I'm still feeling squishy at 53. It's, oh my god, it's another. Bad enough, all these ranged mobs. But homing missiles, too? Come on, guys. Seriously? so we should have likely a boss mob coming soon. But not always. Yeah, boss mob.
I cannot do that.
Oh, and I'm low on mana. That's the bad news. No problem. Had it the entire way. Note to self, lens. Yeah, mana. Look into it. One more, and then I think I'll be calling it a day. Well, actually, probably two. We'll go into the cemetery, and assuming we don't die, we defeat the boss at the end, we'll then be able to go to one of the woven echoes. Why is that red there? There doesn't seem to be anything actually there. 54. Oops, this way. Enter the cemetery. Defeat the woven. Yeah. The woven firstborn. And we have a nemesis. Grimoire of Necrotic Elixirs. It's low level. Int Dex. Not very exciting. I'm going to skip him. He's just boring. None of his goods were seemingly of any potential use for me. Sneaky little devil. Moving away when I shot at you. You guys didn't. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, we've got another. Oh, that was 40,000 damage straight to his melon. We crit him. With a great, big, delicious bonking on the head. Drops gold. How much gold does it drop? 4,000, really? That's it? Not especially exciting. So. And we have a chimp. Where do we need to go? Well, in this direction we have shrine. Oops. Green set. Let's see. We're going to be lobbing acid flasks all over the place. We're just juvenile delinquents now. I am feeling a bit glass cannon, I do have to say. I'm murdering things at a most satisfactory pace. Another entire green set. Almost 30,000 to the melon on that guy. I misclicked again. Sorry about that. At least I didn't get myself killed with it. That's kind of what I expect to happen when I do those misclicks. Misclicks. And kaboom. What? Why wasn't he kaboomed? Did he move out of it like a jerk? Guess he did. I believe the boss awaits. He does indeed. Got him. Vit and void damage. No. Ah, right. The room back here. And then a map with mage goodies. Which were here, I think. Yep. Fit for a great mage. I'm a great mage. Steve. Good morning or afternoon to you. Yeah, it's glass cannony right now. Okay, so it's due south of us. We're gonna have to go back to that one to get there. Right. Yeah, not bad for a home brew. I made this one up all by myself. I'm so proud. Not that proud. Still, 9 Weaver's Will on Inheritance of the Erased. I don't have any minions for that to be worth my time skilling up. But we do need 2 more idols to buff, to enchant. Spell damage, melee damage. It's okay, not a biggie. Ward decay threshold and ward you gained when you evade. That's not bad. Drop these back off, and I'm going to be doing just one more map. So, I'm glad you could make it though, Miss T. Hoping everything is awesome. Down your way. No, it's 3. Yep, there it is. Bing, bing. We'll just go ahead and drop these here for now while we go to our next map. Up. Another point in teleportation. We can be all more teleporty. There we are. And also another passive point. Intelligence and 5 more to go, and we get a whole bunch of ward decay improvements. All right. Get our rewards. And we're going there. Crossfire Caverns, but more importantly, when we finish up, we get a bunch of mage loot. At least that's the theory. Now what are we doing? We have to destroy both soul spires. Now, this build is just a case of me browsing through my collection of uniques and saying to myself, what looks like fun? Trying to find it like a couple of items that would both support the same build. I decided I wanted to do Lightning Blast, and everything else has been just, okay, what can I do to make lightning more bzzzt? And the answer is, well, turn a whole bunch of the other attacks and whatnot into lightning attacks. There's all that stuff. Prism Wrap's body armor, sadly, very low level. Very good for leveling, but I already have a couple of them. Ooh, but we do have the Nemesis. Is this the new Nemesis? I think it's a new Nemesis. Wow, come on, guys. Seriously, the claw? No. None of those are even mildly interesting. So the improvement would not be much of an improvement. Couple of keys. Going. Let's see. Rogue. Ugh. Rogues always sneaking about. Terribly uncivilized. Ward gained when damage leaves you at low health. 5-second cooldown. Another point. So today we've gone from, what, 41 to 55? We've left the storyline behind and moved on to monoliths. Two-Vit. Increased spell crit doubled if you have over 300 mana. I think I want that affix. I don't think I want the rest of the armor, but I want that affix. Let's see. Healing effectiveness. And it's not terrible for some builds, but Surge. I don't even know what Surge is, so I'm going to break that one up. Increased physical damage. Mage's Relic. Physical damage. They're just not paying attention. Lightning penetration. Now we're talking. I can roll. I'm going to mess with that one almost instantly. Cancel. That one we're going to bust up. That one I have no idea even what Surge is. I'm just going to bust it up. Just going to bust it up, that's all. I have no time. I'm just going to bust it up. That one I'm going to try to make something out of. That's T6 level of Surge. So we're going to try the Runa removal again. Last time we tried this, not only did it not get what we wanted, it took all the forging potential away. It took 22 and did get what we wanted that time. Okay. We'll just shatter the rest. This one. The spell crit is what we're interested in here. So again, we're going to go with the Rune of Removal and the Glyph of Hope. We didn't get it. We didn't get it. We got it. All right, now this thing we actually want to try to make something out of. I'm going to try to chaos off the damage over time. Got lightning pen, so spell damage, lightning damage, elemental damage, any of those would probably be good. It has to be level 76, or I have to be level 76 to forge. I can't even wear it now. That's just so very much the way high level things are. So I'm going to call it here for the evening here anyway. As always, I want to thank you guys for hanging out. It is very, very much appreciated. I should be back tomorrow. I think what I'm looking at right now for the rest of my week is probably beverages and playing some game on Wednesday night and then Thursday being absent. So I was planning on Monday or Tuesday taking a day, but I think I'll take the day on Thursday instead after an evening of beverages, because that sounds like something I would like. Beyond that, probably another character in the next day or two over here, because creating the character is kind of the fun for me more than just grinding out monos. After that, we've got, I think on May 9th, pardon the yawn again, May 9th through 12th, we have a beta that I have applied for Dune Awakening. I certainly hope I'll get the invite because I've already bought the game, which doesn't actually launch until June 5th, 10th. Also, I think in about a week, we have, maybe on the 5th, I think, is best game title of the year, Rail Gods of Hystera, a survival crafting game placed in the post-apocalyptic world where Cthulhu and the Great Old Ones have returned. So that's right up my alley thematically. I enjoyed the demo, which is, I think, still available on Steam. The name again is Rail Gods of Hystera. But those are my plans for the upcoming days. Again, thank you for hanging out. Hopefully you'll see me soon. I hope the rest of your evening or day goes awesome, and your rest of your week, as always, trying to set an achievable goal. Hope it doesn't suck. Back tomorrow.